We are going to be doing guess the elo versus chat. That's what's next on our agenda. So you guys, the way this is gonna work is we're gonna do this with what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this with you guys making your guesses in chat. When you make your guesses in chat, you guys, there is a bot which will be scraping all those answers together and coming up with an average guess. So I'm going to be playing against you guys. We did this once before. I think we did it about 2 weeks ago. We're going to try it once again. So this is going to be fun. Thank you to Ofril for the 11 months. Thank you to Mumbles for the 2. Thank you to Learback for the tier 1. And it's Devil for the $5. Thank you so much for that. All right, you guys. So let's get going. Let's go with step number 1. Okay. Step 1. We have the game between Star Wars and Star Trek, which is being played. So we start with E4, D5. Okay, so Star Trek plays a center counter. Pawn to E5, pawn to D4. So let me turn the music down. Give me 1 second, you guys. Okay, so knight F3 is played here. Knight C6, bishop B5. Okay, pretty normal. Bishop G4. Pretty standard, right? H3, queen D5. Queen D5, however, is not a very good move, I have to say. After queen D5, white can go bishop takes knight, queen takes bishop, pawn takes bishop, and you pretty much resign the game because you're down a juice. You're just down 1 bishop here. So queen D5, queen E2 is played. Bishop F3, good move by black. G takes F3, castles, bishop C4. Also, you guys, we're going to be doing Gamba here, so whether you guys can guess it closer than I can. So bishop C4, queen E5 takes, knight H6. Bishop E6, king B8, trade. F4, knight F3, king E2, rook D6, takes, D3, knight F5, king G4, G6, knight D2, rook E2, F3, rook G2, checkmate. All right, so this is a very weird game. I don't know what to make of this game. There are a lot of little things in here that kind of are strange. First of all, white didn't play bishop takes C6. I guess first thing is it's a center counter, but E5 D4 indicates a lack of understanding, because even if you're a beginner and you've done a course, you probably know that after E5 you're supposed to go C5 or E6 or bishop F5. But I guess maybe not, because there aren't really courses on the center counter. So okay, so let's see. So we get to this position. Okay, I mean, this looks, I don't know what to make of this game. This is a weird one. King G4 is also weird. I think my guess is the blunders are pretty minimal. There's a lack of general understanding, but the blunders are very minimal. What is my guess going to be? I'm trying to think. My guess is, what is my guess going to be? I'm going to go with, I think, 975. So I'm going to go with 975. That's going to be my guess. 975. Let's see what you guys go with. So I'm going to go with 975. Oh, you guys win, but it's actually very close. It's very close. You guys said 939. I said 975, and it was 692. Wow, very surprisingly close. 692. I have to say, for 692, that's pretty good. And they'll say it's pretty good just because the lack of blunders by both sides is actually is impressive. The lack of blunders, because for 692 average, you would expect the players to kind of be, you'd expect more mistakes. There only are very small mistakes, so it's not actually it's not bad at all, I have to say. All right, so let's move on. So that is the first one that we were going to do. What's the next one that we have? The next one that we have is what's the next one? 1 second. Is this one, I believe. All right, let me close the board. Give me 1 second. All right, the next one that we have is the game that is going to be played between Frosty and McFlurry. Actually, what is a McFlurry? What is a McFlurry? Am I gonna have to go Google it? I don't think I've been to McDonald's very recently. Is it a new thing or not? What is a McFlurry? Oh, it's ice cream from McDonald's. Oh, but it's very old though. Wait, it's from 97? It's from 97. Wow. Okay. Anyway, all right. I'm sorry, you guys. I ate a lot of McDonald's when I was growing up, and that just doesn't even ring a bell to me. Like, I would eat McDonald's all the time because when I was young, my family would travel a lot. We'd drive across the country to chess tournaments. We couldn't afford to fly, so for that reason, there's a lot of fast food. Like, there's always Taco Bell and there was always McDonald's, and I don't remember ever hearing about that. And I really like the bad stuff. Like, I would always get like the 20-piece McNuggets, but I don't remember McFlurry. I just don't remember it at all. It's just a like that spot. Yeah, I didn't do it. Yeah, I would eat French fries and I would eat the 20-piece McNuggets with like barbecue sauce. So that was my go-to. 20-piece McNugget is goat food. I don't think they even have the 20-piece McNugget anymore. At least that's what I was told. Anyway, all right. So too busy filling the brain with chess knowledge to care. Exactly. All right. So anyway, let's get to the game. So D4, D5, C4, C6. Oh no, sorry. Actually, what is the one they don't have then, you guys? They don't have the 9-piece, right? Didn't they change that? They changed something with the McNuggets. I don't remember which one they changed, but they changed something. Anyway, C4, C6, knight C3, knight F6, knight F3. We have a classic Slav here that's being played. Oh yeah, they made the 9-piece a 10-piece. I wonder why they did that. E6 is played, bishop G5, H6, bishop H4. Very standard opening. This is this of course is the semi-Slav defense. This is the anti-Moscow variation with bishop G5, H6, bishop H4. D takes C4 is played. Pawn to E4, G5, bishop G3, B5. Very standard bishop E2, bishop B7, queen C2. Okay, this is very high level stuff so far. This opening, I think, already dictates that it's a game played by players who are at least 2,500. Knight H5 is played here. Bishop to E5, rook G8, rook D1, knight D7, D5. Yeah, this is a very high level game. You guys can see the bar, but this is very high level. I think this is probably at least 2,500. G4 takes. Knight G1. Maybe that's the only move. Actually, knight G1, queen G5, bishop D4, castles, B3, bishop C5, takes, rook F8, rook D1, knight F4, knight E5, queen E7. Okay, this is really good stuff. Wow. Okay, this is pretty high level. This is pretty high level. I mean, I don't know how this is a game under 2,500 is what I would say. If this is a game under 2,500, I would be very impressed. I mean, I'm trying to think what kind of GMs play really high level stuff. Like, what kind of GMs play? I mean, I think I know what my guess is, so I'll let you guys go first. So I know what my guess is, so I'll wait till they close it. I know what I'm going with on this one, though. I have a pretty good idea. So let's see. Okay. I think I know what I'm going with. This looks very, very serious. This looks like very hardcore chess. So okay, let's change the scene. Let's see. Do we have a guess for chat? I guess my guess is 28. My guess is 2850. I think it's a very high level game. Let's see. Chat says 2291. 2291. No, there's no way. Oh, it's 2874. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you guys are insane. 2291. What is 2291? Come on, you guys. Come on. Actually, I wonder though, since my mods found these games, can the mods tell me what games these are? What is this game? Oh, it's a Benjamin Bach game. Ah, okay, fair enough. Because I was gonna say, like, this opening, I would say it's very hard to play for both sides. Oh, it's from Title Tuesday yesterday, you guys. It's from Title Tuesday. Oh wow, okay. Because this opening, I'll tell you why it's really hard opening to play. First of all, it's very hard to play at a lower level. Sorry, let me change the scene. It's very hard to play this at a lower level for many reasons. First of all, in this position after H6, bishop H4 takes, it's very hard to know what the right moves are. Because for example, black can go B5, you have to know E5, and then g5, and it gets very wildly complicated. And even getting to this point, it's very, very unlikely you'll get to this point because there's so many other things that you're gonna have to look at, like dc4. I guess, I mean, outside of e6, dc4 really is the only other main line. There's so many possibilities that that it's so sharp that I would not expect anyone, actually, even over the board. I would say someone who tries to play this with black over the board specifically, or white, you probably need to be about 2400 over the board. So you need to have a very high level of understanding to play this opening. So that kind of makes sense. All right, let's go next one. 1 second, let me pull this up. Okay, the next one is this one. Okay, what do we have? Okay, what do we have? This is the next one. We have Five Guys versus Shake Shack. Interesting. There actually is a Shake Shack that I've gone to in St. Louis once or twice, and it's okay, I guess you could say, but I don't know. I feel like if you're going to get a burger, if you're going to just be really bad, really unhealthy, and get a burger, I have to be honest. You got to go to Five Guys. It's really nasty, really unhealthy. Of course, it's really good as well. Whereas Shake Shack, I feel like they're trying to be somewhere in between, where it's like it's really good, but they don't just go all in and be like, yeah, we know this is bad. We know that it's gonna clog your arteries, blah blah blah. But they don't go all the way. So I think Five Guys is better. That's what I would say. In general, I mean, of course it's unhealthy, but come on, you guys, you go and get a burger, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm worried about being healthy. I'm really worried about being healthy. Yes, I mean, maybe if you're gonna go get like a beyond the world burger, impossible beef or whatever, then that's one thing. But anyway, yeah, like, I mean, let's be serious. You're not going to be healthy. Burgers are unhealthy. We Americans brought, yeah, of course, but burgers are the greatest thing in the world to eat. It's always nice when you have that nice, nasty bacon cheeseburger, like the nice, like, American cheese. It's like melting, and then like the meat, it's just, oh, it's so good. Anyway, all right, let's get back to the chess. Okay, so e4 is played here. STFU, you're making me hungry. E4, d6, d4, knight f6. E5. Now this is a very weird move, I have to say. Not a move you would expect. You'd expect to move like knight c3, for example, or f3. Well, f3 of course is high level, but like knight c3 or some way to defend the pawn. But e5 is a weird move. It's definitely not what you expect. This stream is sponsored by the American Heart Foundation. Yeah. Takes queen, knight e4 is played. Okay, black doesn't trade queens here. I don't know why. Queen d1, king d1, knight g4 is a classic double attack, and you collect a pawn on f2 or e5 here. So instead, knight e4 is played. Okay, pretty normal. f3, knight c5. Okay, not too insane. Bishop c4, e6, bishop e3, bishop e7. Takes knight e2, knight d7, knight c3, knight takes e5. Very good. Bishop b5, c6. I mean, this looks pretty reasonable so far. Nothing too insane. Bishop g5 is looking like such a good game, and then we saw bishop g5. It's looking like such a good game, and then we see bishop g5, f4. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. I don't know what on earth is knight takes e5. This is there's literally no reason to sack. I mean, what is this? Okay. Wait, white won the game on time here? This game ended on time here. So black ran out of time before he could find the ice skater with rook d1, which is checkmate. I really don't have a good idea. My instinct is that the opening is very poor. The blunders are minimal for a little bit. Actually, you know what I would say? If a 600 can find a move like knight g1, I'm honestly impressed, because finding a backwards knight move, that's hard enough for anybody, but like a 600 finding knight g1 doesn't seem, I don't know, to me knight c3 and knight g3 both are the more logical moves for a newer player. So knight g1 is very unusual, but it could just be, you could chalk it up to just no experience and just playing it. Bishop g5 was bad, but maybe knight takes e5 at the end was played because maybe I realized maybe white and black were low on time, so that's why I played knight takes e5. So I can't really just say it's a blunder outright. My guess is that I guess I'll wait for them to close the chat submissions. But my guess is really don't know. I mean, I'm very hard pressed here. What can it be? Oh, they stopped it. Okay, so my guess is my guess is I'm gonna go with 999. I'm gonna go with 999. I really have no idea. I think it's low. I think it might be lower. I think if anything is lower. Oh, chat said 994. Yeah, so it was really low. Okay, so knight g1 was just a random move. Wow. Okay. Wow, that was close. Yeah. No, I had a feeling it might be lower, but the thing is, I couldn't tell because basically, when you see a couple of things, the first thing that you have to see is that when knight takes e5 is played, is it a blunder or is it just no time? That's the first one, and then the second one, actually, none of us were close. We 994 and 999 are not close. But that was the first one. Then bishop g5, maybe bishop g5 f4. I don't know. Difficult. But I think that's pretty good for 500 because the blunders are, again, very small, very minor. Who picks chat's number? Chat's numbers is an average of all the guesses by everybody. So it's an average guess of the numbers. That's what I would say. Okay, let's go back. Let's go to the next one. What do we have? Next one we have is let's pull this up. Okay. Okay, we have this next one. This is what? This is a game between hash browns and toast. Okay, I think maybe chat will hate me for this, but chat, you guys know what's better, right? We know it's better, right? What's better, you guys? Oh no, people are actually saying toast? Wait, really? People are actually saying toast? I mean, hash browns are like a million times better than toast. I mean, hash browns are like, I mean, come on, hash browns, like, and then if they're done right, then you can even use ketchup on them. I mean, come on, hash browns are the best thing ever. The bread lobby is so strong, apparently. I mean, come on, hash browns are the best thing ever. I mean, come on, seriously. If you had to choose to eat toast for the rest of your life or hash browns, what do you choose? I mean, I guess, to be fair, with toast, if I had to eat toast every day, I could eat toast, and there are more options. Like, you could use marmalade, you could use jelly, you could use like peanut butter. I mean, you have much more in regards to that. You could also do like a pate if we're being high class, or stuff like that, or Nutella also. But I don't know, in general, you got to go hash browns. Hash browns are just so good. I mean, it's like, I was really tempted yesterday at the airport in St. Louis before I left. There was a Dunkin' Donuts that was open, and like, I didn't want to get a sandwich or anything, but I really was tempted to get a hash brown. Get a couple of hash browns from there yesterday. So definitely hash browns all the way. That's what I would say. Steve, were avocado toast, are you really into it? Yeah, but I mean, okay, but so what? Like, again, I mean, seriously, like, hash browns are the best. They really are. Yeah. What is a hash brown? What is a hash brown? Okay, d4 g5. E3 is played here. Pawn to e6. Knight to f3. I mean, maybe in Europe people don't eat hash browns. I will say that it is true. So knight f3. Knight f6 is played here. C4, or not C4, sorry. Bishop e2, bishop e7. Knight bd2 castles. C3, C5 looks pretty standard so far, right? Nothing too exciting. Takes bishop C5, castles, knight C6. B4 is played here. Bishop to E7, A4. Knight to E4 is played here. Takes queen D8, rook D8, knight or bishop D8, knight D2. Again, white should probably play knight to D4 here versus knight to D2. but it's not a bad move either. It's not bad at all. Hash browns, something that some fast food thing that obese diabetic Americans eat. Okay, dude. Okay. Take a deep breath, man. Take a deep breath. All right. So 92 F5. F5 is played here. Bishop B2. Okay. Bishop F6. Rook A B1 here. So white actually sees that white actually sees that the black is threatening to take the pawn. Like, for example, say you play some random move like H3. There is a move knight takes B4 because takes, you lose the bishop here. So rook A B1 is played here. Rook to D8. Knight to C4 is played here. Bishop to D7. Pawn to B5. Knight to E7. Knight to D6 is played here. Rook A B8. C4. Okay, very good play by white, by the way. White has a great knight here on D6. Kind of, you'd love to move the bishop to out of the way, but like bishop C8, there's always C5 to further reinforce knight on D6. So takes, ooh, that's a blunder, but it's like it's a blunder based on a tactic that black missed. So it's not a huge deal. So trade, knight C6, C5, knight D6, very good by white. B5, trade, knight B5, knight A7, rook B1, rook D5, knight A7, and black resigns. Okay, so what is there to make? I mean, this opening is extremely slow. Like an extremely slow opening, nothing very exciting happening. Hard to see any knowledge. I mean, you don't really see any like advanced knowledge because it's such a simplified position. I will say knight D6 and the idea of C4 and then the further reinforcement of this knight D6 is something though that demonstrates a little bit higher quality understanding. I mean, my guess is I don't think a 1300 would play C5. I don't think a 1300 plays C5 here. Just like I don't think a 1300 probably finds knight D6 with the backup reinforcement idea of C4 C5. So I think what I'm going to go with is I think I'm going to go a little bit higher on this one. I think I'm going to go like I think I'm going to go with like I'll wait for the submissions to close obviously, but I'm going to go I don't actually know where I'm going. Hard to judge. Very, very hard to judge on this one. 1434. So that it's lower than what I was going to guess anyway. So I'll go with my original guess, like I was intending to. I think I'm going to go with 15. I'm going to go with 1562. 1562. That's going to be my guess. Because I really don't know. I have no idea what it is. I wanted to go higher, but I don't really have any good idea. How low is it though is the question. Oh, it's 16. Oh, it's 1666. Wow. Okay. I mean, wow. Okay. Interesting. 1700. Yeah. It's funny because my initial thought as I was thinking through, I wanted to say 1675. So I could have really gotten closer. But anyway, the correct answer, of course, is 666, obviously. So yeah. Okay. Where is Lucifer? Lucifer must be in chat watching somewhere. Anyway, all right. That's a good one. Okay, so the next game, the next game we have, okay, hash browns versus toast. Okay, next game we have. Let me pull it up. There we go. All right. Okay, what is this game? Okay, so this game we have tacos versus burritos. Sorry, let me change the scene. We have tacos versus burritos. Another classic question, which everybody knows the correct answer to, obviously. I don't really people really people say tacos. I don't know. I like burritos more. I don't know because I feel like with tacos, the problem is you can't get one taco and make a meal out of it. You have to get like 5 tacos. That's the thing. You have to get like 5 tacos. And a taco doesn't stay together either. Like if you have the hard shell, it doesn't stay together. So like I don't know. I feel like if you get a burrito, I just get my one burrito. I just eat it and that's that. Like I don't need to get like. But the tacos also, yeah, like when you crunch it, like I remember from Taco, but the hard one, you crunch it and the whole thing just falls apart in 5 seconds. Um, the hard shell is a fake taco. Okay, fair enough. I don't know. I mean, I prefer burritos personally. I mean, I have had like really good like fish tacos sometimes, but I don't know. Tacos are true Mexican culture. Burritos are American made. Ah, okay, okay. I could actually go right down the block and get some tacos. Um, but yeah, okay. Soft tacos only. Yeah, I guess it's hard to know. I don't like getting like 3 or 4 tacos. I like getting one. Um, but anyway, yeah. All right. So it's pretty mixed though. LA has the best tacos for sure. Soft tacos. Maybe I should order. Maybe I should get my phone and order some from Uber Eats. Anyway. All right. Try Cancun in LA. Got it. Okay. All right. Okay. So we have E4 C5 is played here. Okay. C3 96. So we have the C3 Sicilian Alpine Sicilian played. This is an opening that a lot of amateurs like to play quite a bit. In the range of like 1900 to 2100 specifically. Enchiladas getting slept on. I love enchiladas, but this is between burritos and tacos. Knight F3, Knight C6. The tacos in EU suck. I don't know, but actually, I will say I actually try to avoid having Mexican food outside of basically North America. Like outside of the U.S. and Canada, I don't eat Mexican food. Like I just don't. Like I tried. I think I went to some Mexican joint in London, and it was like so bad. It was so bad. They really don't know how to do it properly. Okay. Oh, sorry, Mexico. Of course, Mexico as well. But I was just thinking about places that I go to. I haven't been to Mexico in quite a while. But yeah, like in like EU, like Mexican food is awful, absolutely awful. So D4, it's just food when you're in Mexico. True. So CD4, CD4, D6 is played here. Bishop C4. Um, no Mexican food in Mexico. Yeah, Knight B6. Bishop b5. Okay, very standard opening. Bishop d7 played here now. This order is slightly wrong, but not a big deal. Of course, the Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura, in his bid to try and become an international master, all the way back in, I believe it was Ubeda in 2001. I think it was Ubeda, not Linares, had this position with black. I think it was against like a 2300 Spaniard, and after d5, knight e5, he played bishop d7. I think the game ended up being a draw, but he did play this many years ago. So d takes e5 is generally considered the main move. Bishop d7 is not maybe dubious, but not the best try. So e takes d6 is played. E6, okay. Knight c3 takes d5. Good move. Very good move. Very good move played by tacos. Knight takes, queen takes. Okay. Queen e7. Bishop to e3 is played here. Pretty standard so far. Bishop b4, another good move. Knight d2. People who say Taco Bell or Del Taco is Mexican food are just sad. Yeah, no, I mean Del Taco and Taco Bell are places you go when you really need to clear out your system. Let's leave it at that. Knight d2, bishop takes d2 is played here. Queen takes d2. Castles, castles. Pawn to a6 played by burritos. Bishop to a4 here. Rook f d8. Rook f e1. Bishop to e6. Queen c3. Rook c8. Pretty normal. Bishop b6. Rook to d5. Rook a d1. Trade h6. Queen g3. Queen f6. Bishop e3. Bishop a2. Ooh, b3 b5. And then rook d6. Queen a1. Knight d2 is apparently a blunder. Not sure why it's a huge blunder, but it is. Probably because of a6 is my guess. I think after a6, white's in really bad shape, basically. I can turn on the bar for a second. Oh, black and castle, actually. Same concept of castles with big pressure on d2. So, all right. So, what do I make of this? There's definitely an amateur opening. Definitely an amateur opening, but I would say that so there's some understanding to play e6 is actually that's pretty good. I have to say to know the Alpin and then to also know to play e6 here is kind of it's pretty good. So and then also for white to play d5 is good. I'm gonna go. I know where I'm going, so I'll let you guys go. But I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going with this one. I have a very good idea already. I have a very good idea. 30 seconds, chat. You guys have 30 seconds to take the guess. Yeah, okay, so you guys are going every which way. Let me change the scene. Okay, what did you guys come up with? What did you guys come up with? 1652, that low? That's too low, you guys. I was going over the top of that anyway, so I'm gonna go with my original guess. I think it's like 1855. I'm gonna go with 1855. 1652 is way too low. Way too low, I think. I think it's got to be higher. I think yeah, okay. I mean, it had to be higher. No, I mean, I think I thought my guess was low, and as you guys see, it was higher. 2157. Oh, actually, you guys, wait a second. You know who this was? This was actually one of our mods. This was a game played by one of our mods, Anit. Whose games we mentioned from Bill. He played in Bill. He actually the white piece in this game, unfortunately, lost. But big shout. No, not Anit Geary. Anit Chess. I don't know if he's modding right now. I don't think he is. But at any rate, one of our mods. He definitely he played this game. So really good game. And actually, no, sorry, he was black. Anit was black, and he won the game. But yeah, like I said, 1652 is just way too low because this idea with bishop d7 and no bishop d7 and then to no e6 it's already pretty good. And then for white to know d5, that little sequence of those 4 moves is just not something that you're going to find unless you're above a certain rating. So 1652 is just way too low. All right. Oh, sorry, you can't see the board. Yeah, as I was saying, this notion with bishop d7 to know this and to know e6, and then for white to then know this d5, this little sequence of about 4 to 5 moves is just too, you just can't play it if you're below a certain level. You just don't, you wouldn't come up with these moves. So that's what I say. All right, let's move on to the next game. Okay, let me pull this up. All right, here we go. All right, next game we have is between Walmart and Target. So another classic question to which there's obviously only one correct answer. But I think on this one, Chad is actually going to be wrong. I think Chad is going to be wrong on this one. I mean, we know what the right answer is, of course. Okay, it's pretty mixed, actually. Pretty mixed. Actually, yeah, a lot of people are saying Target, unfortunately. Of course, the correct answer, without a doubt, is obviously Walmart. The greatest company in the world. No company symbolizes America more than Walmart. But yeah, and I would also add, you guys, of course, to further reinforce that point. Whenever I go to St. Louis and I play in these long tournaments, I always go to Walmart to buy my supplies ahead of time. So if you need to get like that frozen food, like you need to get like those Hot Pockets, or you need those tarts, you need your chips, or you need like that burrito, like the $1 burrito, whatever it is, like you got to go to Walmart. Like I always go to Walmart whenever I go and play these long tournaments, like in St. Louis. So it's obviously Walmart, of course. I've lost all respect for Hikaru over the course of the last 2 questions. All right, you guys. Thank you for that. Yeah. Anyway, all right, you guys. Funny. Yeah, so let's keep going. So E4 is played here. $1 burrito, clear out your system. I think they have the XXL. I forget what the brand is. Walmart. I can find it briefly, but I know that I've been there in the past. It's like they have like the $1 XXL enchilada, I think. Let me see if I can find it quickly. Yeah, it's the old is it what is it? What is it? I know that I've gotten it many times there. Many times, but I can't find it right off. Anyway, yeah, but Walmart is great, of course. Walmart is fabulous. Yeah, it's El Monterey. You're right. It's El Monterey. You go over near, like, it's near the meat section in Walmart. Yeah, you're right. It's El Monterey. Exactly. That's what it is. The El Monterey XXL. Exactly. Yeah. All right. Okay. So anyway, E4 is playing the game. Knight F6. Knight C3. G6 is played here. A little bit dubious by black here with G6 rather than rather than d6, because here after g6 white can play e5. Funny thing is, after e5 knight h5, this is I think this is very close to what we call the North Sea defense that Magnus Carlsen himself played against Michael Adams, I believe, and a couple other players. He actually lost this game, so it's not a good opening. But it's very close to the North Sea defense if white goes to e5 here. Instead, white plays d4, black goes bishop g7, e5, castles. Okay. I mean, this looks, you know what this looks like to me weirdly? I'm gonna tell you guys, this looks like black was smurfing is what it looks like, because black somehow plays the opening poorly and then plays like 10 great moves in a row. I mean, this is like very weird. Like, black basically goes from just like blundering a piece on move 3 to just playing really, really good moves, like 8 like perfect moves in a row. Okay. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh, queen e5 really ruins it. I don't know, but I feel like I don't know. I don't know what this is. Yeah, queen e5, but black wasn't completely lost either. It's a Botez gambit. The opening is bad, but the problem with the opening is I can't tell if black was smurfing. Like, is black just bad and found good moves, or is black smurfing? And I don't think it's a bullet game, but oh, this is this one is hard. Oh, this one is very hard. Actually, for this one, I'm just gonna give my guess outright, because otherwise this one I might actually just change the way that I guess based on chat. So on this one, ooh, this is hard. My guess on this one is probably, oh man, I'm gonna say like 11. I want to say like 11 22. I'm gonna go to 11-22. That's gonna be my guess. I really have no idea, because either it's like a 500 game, or it's like black was smurfing in the opening, in which case you don't know. Average guess is 1098. Oh man, so who's gonna be right? I think I'm gonna, I don't know. Yes. So actually, you guys, I was actually right with my instinct. I was right. Exactly what I said was that basically black either just made a mouse slip, or black was smurfing the first 5 moves of the game. So yeah, so exactly, because I knew it had to be that, because based on, if you look at this, if we look at the game, you go back to this game, like after, like d5 is a good move, c6 is a great move, bishop f5 is a great move, knight d7, e5, all these moves are great moves. And that's why I had a feeling that like it had to be either it was like a 500 or it was like a 1500 game. So anyway, I get the dub on that one. So now I should be ahead, right? Yeah, Chad is on a 3-game losing streak at the moment after jumping out ahead. So you guys are down by 2 as we're more than halfway through. All right, let's keep going. Next game coming up. Which is the next game we have? We have the game between let me pull this up. What is this game? We have the game between good old apple pie and cherry pie. All right. Okay. I could make a very, very, very wrong joke about nice hot apple pie, but anyway, okay. So yeah, let's see. All right. Obviously, everybody knows. Obviously the correct answer is apple pie, as we all know. Yeah, not even a question. But yeah, great movie. Yeah. I think everybody knew exactly what I was gonna say about it. That was, of course, a reference to that very famous movie. All right, okay. So d4 is played. C6, e3, d5, c4 is played here. Knight f6. Pawn takes. Okay, pretty normal. Knight f3, bishop f5, bishop to e2, h6, h3. Very slow game, very weird ordering in this game as well. Very weird. This is funny thing is I've actually had this position. I think I had this position against Julio Zuniga Grande in the Continental Chess Championship many years ago. And it's a great game actually. I won. There was a very long king walk involved in the game, so this brings back some very good memories. This whole d4 c4 e3 setup against the Slav. I had the black pieces. I castled my king, ran it all the way to the queen side, broke through on the king side, won that game, and eventually I qualified for the FIDE World Cup. Okay, so knight f6 is played. Pawn takes, knight f3, bishop f5, bishop e2, h6, h3, e6, knight c3, bishop e7, a3, castles, bishop d2, knight c6, b4, rook c8, knight a4, b5. Very strange move. Okay, bishop c1. Okay. Okay. Why do I have a feeling black is gonna win this game? Yeah, black's gonna win, right? You know what's absurd about this game, you guys, is that this actually is correctly played. I think this is winning, right? This is just winning for black, right? This is insane. So black plays a brilliant combination to win after making like 5 blunders in a row. Like what? What is this bishop? Okay, I'm really confused by this because like black is basically just throws the whole game and then spots like an amazing like 5-move tactic that just ends the game on the spot. Okay, this is gonna be a problem. I have no idea what on earth this is. This is opening shows limited understanding. Black hangs all the pieces. This also starts to look like a Smurf game as well, kind of, where it's like black just hangs everything and then wins. Okay, I think on this one, I don't think a 700 can execute such a tactic, so I think I have to go higher. My guess is that this is probably, I mean, I really have no idea. Is this Lucy and Levy? That's a good one. That's exactly, that could be. Yeah, I totally could see that. I really don't know. My guess on this one is going to be like, I'm going to go higher, I think, on this one. I'm going to go like 16. I'm going to go with, I think that's too high. I'm going to go with 1666. That's going to be my guess. That's my guess. I'm going to go with 1666. I really don't know. No, maybe that's too high. No, that's probably, no, it's too high. It's probably too high. I'm going to lose this one. I think that's too high. It's too high. I should have guessed 15 something, not 16. I think 16 is way too high. Yeah, exactly. 1450. Yeah. I realized as soon as I said it that it was like 100 points too high. If I had said 1555, which was my second idea, I would have actually won. I would have won, right? Yeah, if I said 1555, I would have won that one. I went too high. All right, fair enough. Okay, let's keep going. Next one that we have coming up. Let's see. We have this game. Let's close this 1 second. Let me change the scene. There we go. All right, so next game that we have is a game between Crispy and Crazy Coffee Man. So these are two of the mods of the channel. I believe they're both here modding at the moment, so this is going to be a fun game to go through. I don't know what their ratings are. Actually, I'm not sure this is their game. This might just be a joke. But anyway, okay, G3 is played. Oh, by the way, the last game was Shay Doc, who's the editor of the Clips channel, so I guess that's a good game, but it's what it is. Anyway, G3 D5 is played. Bishop G2. E5. I mean, it just wasn't a very good game. I mean, I'm sorry. E5, D3. C6 is played here. F4 played by white. Pawn takes, bishop takes. This is already very strange. Bishop D6. Trade. Knight c3, knight f6, knight f3. Okay, not so crazy here. Castles, I think you're supposed to tell us which one you like better. Oh, of the mods, Crazy Coffee Man has been a mod for a long time. Crispy is relatively new, but they're both amazing mods. There isn't anyone who's better. They're both integral parts of you know, the stream that we have here on Twitch. So castles, knight bd7, d4, knight e4, trade, knight e5, takes. c3 is played here. Bishop f5, queen d4. Oh right, I like whoever won more. Yeah, that exactly. So trade, rook d8, e3. Wait. Okay, so this bishop is hanging here. Rook d8, he doesn't take. Okay. The white missed a one mover. Okay. Okay. This is a very long game, by the way. Oh, and c2. Oh, ouch. Okay, so I guess this game ends in a draw. Is what it looks like, from what I can tell. Wow, this is a tough game to go through. I really don't have a good idea because first of all, it's a very long game. I think below a certain level, people cannot play a game that's 67 moves. Secondly, there's high quality. Like this end game, it's not perfect quality, but it is relatively high quality. So, I mean, I don't think 1400s can play a 67 move game in just straight up blitz. I just don't think they can. So what is my guess going to be on this one? I mean, there are a lot of mistakes in the end game, which suggests a lower range. I don't really know. I feel like based on how long this end game went, I think it's probably like, I don't know. To me, the fact that white doesn't see b6, b7 here, I mean, the fact that Crispy doesn't see these two moves is pretty bad. But I would say that, like, I don't know. To me, it seems as though probably the objectively, I think it's higher than a certain level, but it's also not crazy high, because above a certain level they would find b6, b7. So like, I don't think that someone who's like 1700 would find b6, b7. At the same time, to play this whole long end game, like to bring the king all the way in, also shows understanding. I think it's probably lower than that, so I think I'm gonna go with I don't think an 800 can last this long in an end game. I just don't think so. I just don't think 800s could play this end game the way they did. I'm gonna go with like, this is tough. This is very tough. I'm gonna go with like 1325. I think I'm gonna go with 1325. I really have no idea on this one, though. I have no idea. I think so. I think I'm gonna go with 1325. That's what I'm gonna go with. Oh, you guys guessed higher. Oh wow. Yes, chat loses. Yes, excellent. That was close. That was really close. Okay, very close. All right, that was a sweat. I wasn't sure. Yeah, I mean, I guess the reason that the reason that I ended up going a little bit lower than I initially wanted to was because somehow it felt like a couple of these moves were too random, and I guess the blunders, I don't know, I just felt like above a certain level you see b6, b7. I don't know, I felt like at some point here, like b6 you see it, or even when the king gets close, like right here, you see it again because the pawn is prevented, and I just felt like above a certain level they see it. So that's kind of why I ended up going down. And I thought, I mean, I guess it wasn't perfect, but it was still good enough to win. So all right. Oh wait, sorry, you don't see. Yeah, I was saying Sorry, what I was saying was, I was saying that I thought that a 1700 would obviously see b6 b7. Like, first of all, they might see it here after a6, but then even when you get to this position, they would see it. And so I thought it's like it's above and below a certain level rating range, and that's kind of why I went down with my guess. That was specifically why I went down. I think you guys can still catch up, right? It's 5-3. So if chat gets the last two right, you guys have a chance to win, but you have to get the last two right. So anyway, let's keep going. Next game. Okay, let's see, what do we have? All right, next game we have is a game between West Coast and East Coast. Okay, this is an obvious answer. Everybody knows the correct answer. What is the correct answer? Of course, yes, the correct answer is West Coast is the best coast, obviously. East Coast is, I mean, I'm so over the East Coast at this point. I mean, what does the East Coast really have? You don't have mountains. You don't have a nice, pristine Pacific Ocean. And that's all that really matters in life. So pretty simple. Yeah. Yeah, what do you have? You have the Appalachians. I'm sorry, you guys. The Appalachians are not real mountains. Let's be serious here. If you want to see real mountains, you go to Colorado, you go to California. Those are real mountains, not the Appalachians. Sorry. Anyway, West Coast also has better weather as well. So it's obviously the West Coast, not even a question. We have New York City, yeah, but New York City, I don't know. New York City, I'm not thrilled by. Not thrilled by. That's what I'd say. You mean fire season? I guess, yeah. West Coast is just California. I don't know what is technically the West Coast. The East Coast has good pizza, and that is important. That's true. Pizza is pretty bad. I've not had any pizza that I thought was not more than I'd say edible in LA. The little bit that I've had, it's barely edible, to be fair. But I will say this, like, when you refer to real pizza, the only place that has real pizza is New York. Because Chicago and their whole like deep dish nonsense, that's not pizza. That's just extra cheese thrown on a bunch of bread. Anyway, all right. So yeah, I'm sorry. Deep dishes, that's like the worst thing I've ever seen. I have to be honest. That's just ridiculous. That's a hot take. Maybe it's a hot take. I don't know. But I mean, deep dish just feels like you're just stuffing extra bread, extra cheese, extra everything for no point. I'm not a fan of it. All right. The West Coast does have earthquakes, but for anybody who spent time on the West Coast or in Japan, earthquakes are pretty standard. I mean, I'm so used to them that if there's an earthquake when I'm sleeping, I wake up, I'm like, oh, earthquake, and then I'm asleep 20 seconds later. So yeah. All right. Okay, let's keep going. So this is the game. East Coast, West Coast, C4 played, E5, G3, Knight C6, Bishop G2, Bishop C5, D3, A6. The West Coast has unbearable heat. No, I mean, compared to the East Coast, no. Just no. The East Coast has way colder winters, and it's getting warmer and warmer in New York. So A6, E3, D6. Okay, so this is pretty standard, by the way. This is, of course, the line that the one and only Hikaru Nakamura used to win in the last round game of Norway chess against Levon Aronian, I believe in 2015, if I remember correctly. Maybe it was 2016, where Hikaru played this line with this English with E5 with Bishop C5 and D6 and A6 and Knight C6. So it's a pretty standard line. Knight to E2 is played. Knight to F6. Castles, A3, Bishop B6. Knight B6. Also, I did play this against I played this against Jan Nepomniachtchi as well, I think, in the legendary FIDE World Cup match as well. So Knight C3, Bishop E6, B4, Queen D7, Knight D5, takes Knight E7. Okay, pretty standard so far. Chat is losing. Chat is down 5-3. They have two chances to get back to even. So C6 takes D4. Okay, this looks a very, very high level. Rook D8, Bishop B2, Knight G6, trade. Knight C3, King F8, trade, Rook D1. This looks very high quality, I have to say. This actually is feeling suspiciously like maybe one of my games. Okay, so there's a blunder here because both players are low on time. It's not my game, but the quality is pretty high, I would say. Let me go back and look at this a little bit more closely. quality is pretty good though, I have to say. Like, it's not perfect, but it's good understanding by both players. It's good understand. I don't think it's one of my games, but I think it's good understanding. Not sure. I don't think it's actually crazy high though. Yeah, I know. I don't think it's crazy high though. Blunder, so it can't be my game. Yeah, I don't think it's that high. I think it is high though. Bishop f2 is good. I mean, this is a good game. It's a good game. I'm gonna go with like yeah, I'm gonna go with like 23.99. That's gonna be my guess. I'm gonna go with 23.99. That's gonna be my guess. So let's see what chat comes up with. My guess is 23.99. Show the players too. I don't know. My mods gather the game, so I don't actually have the list of players. Okay, so who's right? Is it under 23? It is under. Okay, so very close. Yeah. Oh, and also, you guys, apparently this is a Nemo game. So apparently this is a game that Nemo played. I don't know where, but this is a game that she played. So really, really close. Really close. All right. All right, so we have one more to go. So you guys have one last chance to get back to even. All right, let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Okay, here's what we have. One last game. All right, so this is a game played between Skype and Discord. I mean, pretty obviously, everyone in chat agrees, especially since we're on Twitch, that this is not a question. There's only one answer, and it's obviously Discord. Skype is so 2000 and what 2001 or something. I will say though, some people like Gary Kasparov, for example, the only thing they use to communicate is still Skype. So some people do like using Skype. So I have to say, but it's very very limited. So yeah, boomers. Yeah, Gary loves Skype. He's like he uses Skype all the time. So all right, so d4 is played. So d4 d5, knight c3. So we have what's called the Veresov opening here. E6, knight f3. So white chooses not to go back into the French with e4, plays knight f3, knight c6, bishop f4, bishop d6, trade e4, trade queen b4. Here takes here. Oh man, this is a hard one, and this is kind of nasty because both chat and I are going to be in the right range. It's a question of who gets this. This is like a higher or lower. This is like a Price is Right, because there's a very tight range of this game. This game is probably not more, probably 400 to max like 700. So I think it's like maybe even 400 to 600, but it's like a very tight window. So this is like Price is Right. It's just purely who like picks the right number. It's a very, very tight range on this one. Very tight range. I mean, this is so tight of a range that I have no idea. I'm gonna go with like, I guess I'll go with 525. That's gonna be my guess. I'm gonna go with 525 because I mean, I really don't know. You don't hang pieces like this. You just don't hang pieces. It's a really, really tight range. So I'm gonna go with 525. I really don't know. It could be over. It could be under as well. I mean, I don't know. Chat is going higher though, probably, right? Wow, it's 800? Surprising. Really, an 800? 800 blunders? Really? That's surprising. 800 blunders the knight on c3? I would not expect an 800 to blunder a knight here, because basically because of where the queen is, how close it is to the rook, the knight, and the pawns. That's kind of surprising. That's actually very surprising. I'm not surprised that it was higher than that, but 810 seems... Oh, sorry, wrong scene. But very surprising that the queen is like so close to everything here that I really would not expect an 800 to hang something. So that's why I'm surprised. 800 is drunk, possibly. Yeah. All right, we'll come up. Okay, so I think, let's see. So tiebreaker is who is closer. Who is closer overall, I guess. Let me see. I think I have that on my sheet somewhere. Do I have that? Where is it? Let me see if I can find it. I don't see it right off. Give me 1 second. Oh, you guys lose. I'm sorry. You guys unfortunately lose. You lose. You guys lose. Unfortunately, the tiebreaker is the low score wins, and it looks so. What I think that means is that on average, I'm closer overall because you guys were way off on a couple of them. Um, Unfortunate. It's a differential. Yeah, the differential. It's like off by 500, right? If I understand it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, the mods came up with it. That wasn't me. The mods did it. But it's how it goes. But I mean, we can obviously in the future do have like an additional game for a tiebreaker as well, for sure. Unfortunately, this time rigged, of course, Hikaru wins. Rigged, yeah. No, it's not rigged, you guys. That's not golf. Higher is better. You guys are so funny. This election is stolen. It's stolen. Yes, 40% of chat thinks it's stolen. Anyway, you guys, but that was really fun, and we should definitely do more of this, I think, down the road. With one second, sorry, with playing Elo Guesser between myself and between you guys, the chat. So we'll definitely do more of that.